afternoon, and welcome, everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Thanks for tuning to it. I'm Jeff, that's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you're going to listen live via the streaming free always. If you miss anything, don't worry about it. Go back, get caught up at your leisure. All 3 hours posted to iTunes every night after the show concludes, as well as on our website and the WTSM app. Help others find the podcast of the Jeff Cameron Show by rating it kindly on iTunes. Tom loves when I begin the show that way. Email us, if you will, jcs@979espnradio.com. On President's Day, you'll get a response. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you're well. And Periscopers, I don't forget about you, but I frequently don't mention you in the opening, so I feel kind of bad about that. Some Periscopers may be downright angst-ridden over the fact that he's like, do they forget we're here?
They're always angst-ridden. They're on Twitter.
They're on Twitter.
You know?
That's a place to be angst-ridden.
Yeah.
Man, imagine if you weren't on board with this basketball team, say, a few weeks ago and questioned the greatness of the coaching staff and the players and the heart and the hustle and the success rates around here under Leonard Hamilton. You would feel like a fool right about now. My goodness gracious, every freaking night, another win. Forget about it. Records being set, beatdowns on the road, efficient. Combine the two and you go, yeah. Choo-choo!
Stick 'em in your mouth and suck 'em.
I feel like such a fool. There I was last night watching Florida State basketball when I made a fatal decision. I decided to go and watch the rest of it from my bed. And, Tom, we were winning comfortably in that moment. I said, you know what? Hon, I'm going to head to the back, watch the rest of this game in bed. And I was that kind of comfortable. I normally cannot lay in bed and watch us play because there's too much at stake.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot going on.
I sit forward when I watch games.
I got to be locked in, right? Yeah. Yell at the officials properly. So there we are, and I said to my wife, I was sipping on a water, Tom. I was being a saint. I mean, I had eaten properly. We had exercised. I had played with the boys. Just really laid back. Kids went to bed. I said, I'm heading to the back. You know, I get up early. I'm going to head to the back, watch the second half in bed.
I think I know what happened here.
Oh, I fell asleep.
It was the comfort of your pillow, the My Pillow.
Well, that's well done, but that's not the truth. It is a great pillow, and I'll talk about it later. But I'll be honest with you. I got back there, and I think we were up, if I remember correctly, we were up 12 with about 3 to play. At one point, we were up over 20, but we were up 12 with about 3 to play, and we had really just dominated the damn game. A couple little runs from Clemson here.
They got it to 7,
yeah.
And we were not. We didn't look in sync offensively, but that was about it. Once we answered that,
yeah, and that's what we do these days. By the way, is take people's best punches and answer runs and all that stuff. I mean, we do it on the regular, and we execute when you have to. And a lot of different guys play a major role in doing just that. So we win this game 77-64, and Florida State again continues to do things that, well, it's eye-opening. Again, credit to Ragnar for posting this little stat here. 2 teams have scored 70 or more points against Clemson in the last 12 games. Florida State and Florida State. That's it. And so, you watch some of the things we're doing defensively. You watch how we execute, whether it's in the half court, whether it's out on the break, whether it's inside, whether it's outside. You're seeing a lot of ways in which we can beat people. And at this point, I'm really excited because they appear to, again, to be getting healthier and healthier. When you see Trent Forrest throw down like he did last night, there's the explosiveness that was happening at the end of last year where he finished around the rim or got fouled or did both. This was the kind of thing that made him so difficult, right? So you watch some of that explosiveness. Now, I know he limped a little bit there late, and he had to come off and all that. You worry about it, but that hasn't been there at all this year. And then there it was. And then all the other factors, which, again, Kabengele, man, he's just such a quiet, 19 and 11? Just such a quiet performance in that way. But he does something for everybody, and he's better and better and better, and there's a whole lot of what for in that tank. Whole lot of what for.
Oh, he had a little what for with his own teammates last night. Feed me the ball in the second half. How am I not getting any post touches? I'm fighting for the space. I'm getting the space. Sometimes there are mismatches. You got to give me the damn basketball. And one of the biggest baskets of the night was not intended for Fiondu, but it was a rebound underneath. And he kind of just tossed it behind his head from underneath the basket.
Yeah, just nuts.
For a couple of points. And then he got going. But what he does is he turns less than good looks at the rim into automatic jumpers. You think about a fadeaway from 10 to 12 feet. You think about
baseline shot.
Shot, some of the three. I mean, the threes, obviously, he takes in rhythm, and those are typically squared up and in good position. But he takes so many difficult shots these days and makes such a huge percentage of them that it changes everything about the way somebody has to defend you in the half court and all the other things that open up from it. He's just outstanding right now.
Well, and that's just now something that happens on the regular, so we can grow to expect it. You can kind of pencil it in and know you're going to get that kind of performance out of him. Some of the other stuff you don't know about. You know, it's nice to see, again, finally, maybe, just maybe, PJ Savoy is coming around a little bit.
I said he'd hit two big ones, and in the first half, that was a big shot, and the second especially.
The baseline three cracked me up because of Ham's reaction. Did you see him raise his hands like, hallelujah? He looked up to the sky. Well, we hadn't scored in a while, but yeah, I mean, that was still that was
a big shot right there.
Yeah, it was.
Good offense to generate that look, too.
Oh, it seems it's somebody all the time stepping up when they have to, and we have said that all year long, that a lot of different guys take turns. Terrence Mann's 3-ball and ACC play has been exceptional. He hit another big one here, and I just for Florida State to go on the road, I said last night going into the game. Well, let me go back to this. It's funny. So I go back there, and Christy says to me, "You don't want to do that. You're going to fall asleep. You didn't sleep well last night, and you were up early," which I was. And, she knew I had gotten up in the 4 o'clock hour. She was like, you're going to fall asleep. I'm like, oh, no. Florida State's on. I'm not going to fall asleep. It's not like a random game. It's Florida State. Man, I was fighting it. My eyes, we were just beating that ass, and I was like, okay, this is a foregone conclusion. So, long story short, I do fall asleep with about 3 minutes to play. I woke up in the middle of the night, sat straight up in bed. The lights are off. The TV is off. My wife is asleep next to me. I'm like, what happened? It's 4 o'clock in the morning again. I got this bad habit. And I look over at my phone. I'm like, surely we won. And I see that we did. And I realized that I had let the masses down. There was no choo-choo for the road win. Just nothing. I gave you nothing.
Do you know how poorly I slept last night because I didn't get a choo-choo?
I hope terribly, because it is a long-standing tradition. And I let my fellow Noles down. I certainly let the basketball faithful down.
It's only rivaled by a bedtime story from yesteryear. You know, when I was a kid, my parents would give me just the quick top of their head story about the bunny or something.
How do you not have a choo-choo after a road win against Clemson?
We beat them in the Little John.
There it is. Or I could have even thrown down with a suck at Clemson. I had so many options.
A quality win on the road.
There it is. I had all of the options, and I didn't do any of them because I was sound asleep. And I felt bad about that. I got up at 6 this morning. I rewatched the last 3.5 minutes or so and went, oh, okay. And then I tweeted the choo-choo.
Yeah, it was ho-hum the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, there wasn't much to see.
Once you got past that little run in the middle of the half when we're in the double bonus, or they're in the double bonus, I should say, and it gets to single digits.
Bunch of free throws, yes. They're not even having to make baskets.
Yeah, here we go.
You know, okay. At some point, it's gonna even out. That we're not going to get called for everything. They're going to allow us to play defense and understand we're good at it and, call it accordingly. Because I know that others that have reputations for being great defensively, like, say, Virginia, don't get called for ticky-tack stuff. We do, and it's annoying.
Yeah, there was only one, really, that I thought we got the benefit of, and that was a Trent Forrest jumper from about 10 feet away. He drives just inside the free throw line. And you probably could have called an offensive foul there if you were going to be a ticky-tack official, and it would be an okay ticky-tack call. But, Fiondu is harmed at all points down low, and they don't give a damn.
No, it's the big man thing.
It could be trying to clear out for a rebound, and he gets shoved in the small of the back, and he goes flying to the baseline. It can be he gets hacked in the arm because he has an offensive board. He wants to go up strong. It's amazing. Like, you look at one of the N1s they had last night. It was 12, the kid who flexed on it after.
Yeah.
Compared to what Fiondu goes through, that's like being breathed on. It's ridiculous.
I do like looking at these post-game quotes. I pulled them up just now while you were talking, Tom, of Brad Brownell, who said following his team's 77-64 loss to Florida State at Little John Coliseum, quote, We need to win a bunch of games here at the finish to do what we hope to do. Our margin for error, it just isn't good enough. We have to play really well against the best teams. And then they go on to talk about how Clemson didn't come close to doing that. They're playing at a very high level, he said about Florida State. They have a lot of confidence. They're hard to handle from the point guard to the center. I thought we were ready, but I thought we got demoralized in the first half when we really couldn't score against them. That took some of the juice away from our guys. They beat us up. They beat us on the glass. They're fresh because they have so many great players. Their mentality is strong. I thought they showed that tonight. We couldn't match. Yeah.
In your damn building when you got to have it. That's what we did. We took your soul.
It really does sound like they're beaten down. Like that's as downtrodden as a coach can sound, isn't it?
Well, look around the basket in the first half and look at the lockdown we have, especially on the defensive side, but we are all over the glass.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Look, second chance points.
Yeah.
Second chance opportunities. This is, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see.
It just looks like a team with incredible secondary, play. Great coverage down the field. You're like, nobody is open. What in the world?
Is nobody going to get open ever?
And that's the way it was around our basket last night as we were building that lead, getting to the point where this game was, we're on our afterburners and they don't know what the hell to do with it.
One of the reasons that people struggle to score points, 70-plus points, I give the number about Florida State doing what they do against Clemson. One of the reasons people struggle to score a lot against Clemson in conference play is that they are a really good defensive rebounding team. Statistically speaking, they're the best defensive rebounding team. And here we are, nearly 30%. And in addition to that, we ended up, 19-9 in second chance points. So we create so many secondary, even third chance opportunities in these games, night in, night out. Are we the best team in the country? No. Are we close? Probably not. No. Are we a really, really good, high, upper echelon ACC team? Yes, we are, and that says a lot. I also think it's a team that is poised to make a run. They have the kind of veteran leadership and depth and experience that it takes to do that. Now, again, the tournament is a fickle thing.
No, it takes one off night.
It's a bad night, and we're capable of having those.
Oh, yeah. It's a lost look in their eyes at the under 8, and you're like, oh, no. We need to get to 30 this half somehow, some way, just to have a chance.
Right, and I want to make it clear for people that aren't Florida State fans that love listening to this show, and there are so many out there, Tom. And I want to make it abundantly clear that people who loathe, let's say, Florida State, but also love this show, and there are so many of them out there too, as well as make it clear to all of our own fans, Florida State alumni and supporters, of which there are so many that listen to the Jeff Cameron Show, that, listen, we're not infallible. We're on an amazing run, and it's something to be celebrated, but it's okay to embrace how good this team is, to say it out loud. I mean, I feel like sometimes we're the beaten dog as a fan base. We just don't ever trust. We never trust that it's okay. It's all right. We're good.
Well, okay, so there was a lot of talk last night about Lenardi and his appearance with the all-too...
Kind of a strange thing there. I mean, what are you talking about? That they can't get above a 60? That's insane.
Right. Well, the camera angle is what was strange and not kind. You might want to create a high-angle shot there.
I also want a better look at the wig. We need a better look at the wig. And, I'm about the wigs, Tom, and if you don't give me a good look at that wig...
There's a couple things. I mean, with the delay factor, you don't want to leave him there just smiling at the camera for about 9 seconds.
It's freaky.
Probably need to cut that off.
A little freaky.
They'll do that at SportsCenter and say, I don't give a damn that you're on delay. Thank you, Sal, pal.
Mm-hmm.
On to the next thing. Mm-hmm. Should have done that with Lorna. And you know what? Between that and like the thing about the kid at the thrift shop, that thing went on for about a minute into the game.
You're like, what
Can we watch a basketball game anymore?
Let's go. Yeah.
Do I have to see Hurley running around like an idiot or Capel running around like an idiot?
I know.
Or this, like the thrift shop bit, it was fine. I was like, all right, into the first possession after. I was like, okay, no big deal. And then they kept going. And it was like 7 Instagram or Snapchat posts worth of nonsense with emojis on the screen, and he's like, I spent $1 on this coat. I don't care that you spent $1 on the coat.
Attention spans are weak.
Kabagali's got the ball in the post. I don't need to know about your dollar thrift coat.
Well, maybe they knew early on things were going to be this way because Burnell is now 6-14 against FSU. He has struggled mightily.
The thing I'd say, though, about the Lenardi deal is we were 1-4 not that long ago in conference. I'm not worried about arguing about seed line right now.
I don't do that anyhow.
I'm stopping smelling the roses.
Right, our fan base gets upset about this, Tom. You're not wrong. I saw your tweet. You're not wrong about that. That is correct. I don't worry about it. It always works itself out. That's the beauty of a long season. If you're just winning games, it works itself out. I don't like, if you're going to talk big picture, well, then acknowledge that not only is Florida State on a run in the best conference in the country that is seldom seen. And by the way, we're not Duke. We don't have 5 blue chippers out there. We don't have guys that are going to get drafted in the first round at every position on the floor. So it is a more significant accomplishment if Florida State does it, just like it is a more significant accomplishment if Clemson were to do it, Virginia Tech were to do it. You would have to pay attention to something like that because we're not North Carolina, we're not Duke. And so you should at the very least respect that and say bravo as opposed to questioning it as Reese Davis did. But secondarily, I would also say, are we just to ignore everything that happened before conference play began? Are we just not going to lump in? Because if you're going to prattle on about how good Purdue is, and you're going to prattle on about LSU at given times this year.
Which they do.
Then you may want to mention that who's this team who you think is average and maybe just got by against bad opponents in the ACC, which, by the way, again, if you're going to call it the best conference in America.
Yeah, which one is it? There's no off nights in the ACC, or, well, it's not really that impressive to beat lower teams in the ACC.
So here you go, man. You're right. You can't have it both ways. So can we mention that Florida State beat Purdue? Florida State beat LSU? I mean, come on. What are we doing? It's not like there aren't other...
Being lazy is what we're doing. I don't think it's malice. I think it's laziness. I think it's ignorance.
I doubt it's malice. I'm not saying they get in there and can't wait to
I don't think
spit in the face of Florida State fans.
Well, there are a lot of Noles fans who do believe that.
No, I rarely believe that unless there's overwhelming evidence that a person has a thing, an agenda against them, which is seldom.
Now, the wide right stuff, like, what are you bringing that in? Reese, what are you doing? You're just being a little leprechaun idiot when you do stuff like that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I don't think he knows about our non-conference schedule. I don't think he looked that far in his notes to know that we played and beat Purdue or LSU, or else he probably would have brought that to the table. Now, LaFonso was on it. I think his analysis when Reese was downplaying us was dead on, which is I don't know that they're going to compete regularly with a team like Virginia who does, but like a team like North Carolina, sure, I think they're on that level. That's about fair.
I think that is fair.
Because North Carolina is a top 3 team in this conference, so yes, absolutely.
Well, yeah. Well, let's take a break here for a second because I think Florida State has every opportunity, by the way, to actually finish in the top 3 of the ACC, which no matter how you'd slice this, no matter how, there would be no escaping that Florida State is in the midst of having a fantastic season, and that would be an accomplishment worthy of high praise by everybody across the board. And, look, maybe they will, maybe they won't, but there's certainly room right now to acknowledge one hellified run. And when you consider that this was a 1-4 team in conference to where we sit here today at now 21-5 and 9-4 in the ACC, an 8-game win streak, a record-setting win streak for Florida State. My goodness, everybody should be not only praising Leonard Hamilton and his staff, but certainly the work ethic, the hustle, and the mental toughness of these kids who are getting it done night in and night out. And it doesn't seem to matter whether they're at home or on the road. That is not something we've been able to say over the years.
When the Hoops account put out that we were wearing the black uniforms, I said, yes. There's something about that uniform. I know in football we don't want it, but in basketball, good things happen when we wear that uni.
Don't disagree. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men on a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
just sit useless like a fish.
Jeff Cameron Show 97.9 ESPN Radio. Man, how cool is it? I just looked up and saw the spring training schedule there on my top events for you. You know, I mean, every night that the Lightning play, like last night when they beat Philadelphia again, I see up there on the ledger, Tampa Bay, Philadelphia, they give you the time, all that good stuff. And then you look up, and for us, like right now it posts Florida State, North Carolina, 3:45 Saturday, CBS. Got to get Parrish on. We got to get our boy on.
Garrett, GP as they call him.
GP's got to come on because it's a big game right here. But anyhow, so I see that. But then right next to that, Tom, is not only tomorrow night's matchup against Buffalo for Tampa Bay, but also Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, spring training game number 1, Saturday at 1 o'clock. And, look, I understand. These games don't count, but Matthew knows the Pirates are going to beat that ass. He just knows it's going to portend of the kind of terrible, seldom projected poor season that Philadelphia's going to have, and the kind of surprising rise to prominence the Pirates are going to have.
My guess is he cares very deeply about that spring training game, the result of it. He's just it's going to make his day or break his day.
Specifically that one, that Saturday, yeah. Well, we'll know whether Matthew's having a good day or a bad day around 4 o'clock Saturday. That's what we'll know. As for Florida State and the win and what it does and all that other stuff, tomorrow's show I will get much more specific about the feelings I have about Saturday. Tom, I'm telling you now.
Can North Carolina do something tonight on 97.9 ESPN Radio?
8:45 p.m.
Can they do something tonight that would change your mind?
Nope.
Or are you going to be locked in on how you feel?
No, I think we catch them in a weird place. I do. I mean, they are locked in on this game against Duke. This is a big one, and I feel like they're poised for a letdown. First of all, Roy's teams love to have days where they just decide not to play. We see it all the time. They'll get boat raced by somebody. You're like, what in the world happened there? And here's what I mean by that. Will we have their attention? Sure, we're ranked, and we've won 8 straight. But I don't think they respect us. I don't think that any of the teams in the Triangle respect Florida State most days. I don't. I think that if you're Duke how about this? Duke or North Carolina. If you're one of the two all-time greats, I don't think you have a lot of respect for Florida State.
No. Fan base, you're totally right. I think if they come down here, they respect that.
Yeah, they know
but
it's
if
a
it's
tough
up
place to
there,
play.
they're like,
Yeah. They don't worry about it, right? And I understand that their records are overwhelmingly great against Florida State in these matchups. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say we're something we're not, but here's what I will tell you. If you aren't mentally locked in and prepared to play a basketball game against Florida State, you're going to lose. Florida State's good. This isn't a team that you just, we'll go through the motions and be all right. No, you'll get your ass beat. So let's just say they are locked in and way up here against Duke, as they should be. It's their arch rival. It's hard to get back to a place where you need to be focused to beat this quality Florida State team. So I think whether they lose the game or win the game, I'm not real sure it makes a difference. I think we may be catching them at the right time. I do. Could be wrong. They could be locked in. They could come out and play great. We know they got great players. I mean, that's not up for debate. They got a Hall of Fame coach. It's a tough place to play. If they're locked in, playing hard, playing well, and they care, yeah, it's going to be a tough task. But I'm not so sure that's
well, spoiler alert, that game's going to be about finishing around the rim. With speed down the court, and then
that's a fun game.
Cleaning up the glass, second chance points, all that stuff.
Kind of good at that. I think it plays into what we're trying to do.
It's a great test for our defense, which is really beaten up on some bad offensive teams in this conference. So, yeah, definitely a great test.
All right, it's time for Who's Hot, Who's Cold. If you would, sir, fire it up.
It's time for Who's Hot?
It's so damn hot.
Who's Cold?
Looks like she's gonna turn cold tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Got a front coming in.
Yeah, you got that right.
Who's Hot, Who's Cold? Brought to you by our friends at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning. Both of my units, hey now, are doing exceptionally well. There's a lot of ways to interpret that, Tom, but I'm telling you, my air conditioning units are kicking ass and taking names, still are. Both sides of the house. Got the one on the one side, one on the other. You remember when they were installed. I've never had a single problem.
Well, you've got a birthday for those units coming up here in about 5 weeks' time.
That's right, yeah. How many years ago now was that?
That's a long time ago.
Oh, I don't know about
Pushing
that.
5 years, maybe?
3 or 4 years ago. Tried to sell the house, Tom, about a couple years ago.
Oh, like 18 months.
Yeah, it could have been the other day. Anyhow, so yeah, those air conditioning units are humming along, doing great. Give them a call today, 850-580-4029. Who's hot, who's cold? Obviously, the Knowles, very, very hot. So, too, are our beloved Tampa Bay Lightning. First in the Eastern Conference, 46-11-4.
46 wins in 61 games.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Obviously, first in the Atlantic Division, 7-game win streak, 9-2 this month. Last loss against St. Louis, February the 7th. Kucherov has scored 5 points against the Columbus Blue Jackets the other night. 2 goals, 3 assists. He remains hot, has been all year long. Team high in assists with 70 on the year is crazy. 13 this month alone, 11 assists during this win streak.
That's a franchise record 70 assists for Nikita Kucherov with more than 20 games to play on the schedule.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Braden Point leads the team with 35 goals scored. And daps to my 2 boys. Gave daps to Clark and daps to Bryce when we were on the bench. For that.
Really?
Yeah, he did. Came on over and did it. 5 goals in February, 4 goals since the beginning of the streak. St. Louis Blues are also hot. Won't go prattling on about how hot because you don't care.
No. One more note on the Lightning. How about this? Teams with 3 or more win streaks of 7+ games in one season. So we've already done that with the win last night.
Yes.
Tampa has 3, obviously, this year, 2018, 2019. The only team to have more ever in NHL history were the 1983-84 Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, man.
They had a guy named Gretzky, another guy named Messier.
I saw him play.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You saw with your own eyes?
Yeah, they came to St. Pete in exhibition.
No way.
Yeah.
You watched the Edmonton Oilers in their heyday.
They had, well, it wasn't a sanctioned game or whatever. But
Yeah, but you got to see the greats.
I didn't know what I was watching, but yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, the Lightning are in their company. One more win streak of 7+ games, and there you go.
Also, I'm old enough to remember that heyday of Gretzky and when he got traded and all that. So, yeah, because I was alive and you were not.
Yeah.
But
You're in the company of the Red Wings in the mid-'90s and the Canadiens in the late 70s. I mean, good God, this team is doing all-time stuff.
Insane, right? Also, cold Phoenix Suns. I know you don't care, but this is just amazing. An NBA team is currently 11-48. Sweet Jesus. What are we doing? Worst record in the league, even worse than the Knicks, who are 11-47.
So they got a half-game lead.
A half-game lead, buddy. Can you name a player on the Phoenix Suns? I don't want to make you look bad, but I know you don't watch the NBA all that much.
Do they have Booker from Clemson?
They got DeAndre Ayton. Remember they drafted him? The Ayton
Yeah.
guy? Yeah.
Let me go look at their roster, see if they have Booker from Clemson.
Ayton. They have the guy. He's averaging a double-double. It's not doing him any good. No good. All right, having said all
They
that.
do have Booker. All
Yeah.
right, I got one.
Well, now you know Booker and Ayton.
Jamal Crawford's on that team.
Is he really?
Apparently.
I don't watch Phoenix or Arizona. Phoenix, yeah, they're Phoenix.
Yeah, they're still Phoenix.
You could do it, Jeff. All right, so that's Who's Hot, Who's Cold, brought to you by Barano Heating and Air Conditioning. Yay, Barano!
Yay, Bolts.
Total Comfort Service Plan program for you. They got the blue plan and the gold plan. Both are under $200, and you get all kinds of savings done there. And I'll tell you this. Anything goes wrong with one of your units, they're out there to check on it.
It'll keep you as cold as Amalie Arena.
Nicely done. Everything funnels back to the Lightning at all times. It's Jeff Cameron Show.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
every 3 months or
Mr. Tillman, good to see you again. There's a few.
I'm wondering, as we get set to turn it over to Seminole Headlines. Oh, by the way, you're going to want to stay tuned for that, as well as what we have coming up afterwards, which is Front Row Knowles, and we have the always overhyped Duke North Carolina game for you at 8:45, where people will fall over one another to compliment the two combatants in a way that elevates them to a status above and beyond their actual playing acumen, which is quite the opposite of what happens when we win ACC games, especially lots of them in a row. It's inconsequential, and really, can we take it seriously? I mean, honestly, who has Florida State really beaten in this run? So you got that to look forward to. Now, the broadcast, the one we air at 8:45, is infinitely superior to what you'll hear if you tune in to the television, because the television is where they fall victim to this "I can't wait to unbuckle my pants" while talking about Duke North Carolina trap.
I think that's all true, but the good news is if Duke wins this game tonight, you know Saturday's game in Chapel Hill is for third place in the ACC?
Well, I do know that, Tom, but I'm glad you told our listeners, and I'll tell you this, I kind of think we might win it. If we're going by Cameron vibes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Feeling really good.
Now everybody gets nervous.
That's all right. You should be nervous. We're in that game, damn it. We're in that game. We're in that game with a chance to win that game this weekend. I'm telling you that now.
Notice, folks, that he says this, and if you're not on YouTube or the Periscope,
look what I'm wearing right here.
He's wearing the ACC ball cap.
Broke it out today.
And there's a Carolina blue stripe. It's pretty close to that color on the shirt that he's wearing. So he's feeling the pulse of the garnet and gold, while also he's got some North Carolina influence in his garb there.
Well, what I did today was, look, this is a popular show. And because of that, you've got to recognize that sometimes, Tom, people in high places are tuning in. And I don't just mean to the terrestrial broadcast, which is wildly popular, but the relatively new YouTube feed and Periscope feed. And so I knew folks in the Triangle were likely to tune in today as they gear up for their big matchup. They have a game in front of them that's really important to them, but they know that just on the periphery is the big Florida State-North Carolina game. So a little sneak peek, a little random Wednesday sneakeroo. They go ahead and check it out.
Those are the best kind.
And I agree. If I'm gonna lobby for officials and for the higher ups, if you will, in the land of wine and cheese, to afford us our due respect on the court, both as announcers and officials, you know, I got to pay homage while singing the praises of Leonard Hamilton's group. So why not don the colors, grab their attention a little bit, doff the cap to Swaffy and the kids as I got the ACC.
Old Swaffy.
Yeah. Swaffy's watching. He's going, nice hat, Cameron. It does fit me well. It's a good-looking cap. But, I mean, I can pimp the ACC hat better than most. I'm just saying. Some people throw that hat on. It doesn't look right. With me, it looks like I'm supposed to wear it. So the thing of it is, you get that. But then also, you know, I'm letting it be known, I don't like the way we're treated. I'm tired of being treated like a second-class citizen. We are a consistent lot around here in Tallahassee. This is a program of significance annually. this is an Elite Eight team from a year ago that now has 21 wins and a little what for that ass on a regular basis. So let's take that step back and provide the proper girth necessary.
Ooh, well now. For a Wednesday sneakeroo.
Yeah, that's correct. So that's all I'm saying. I have another question for you since I hate that we only did an hour together. I have a lot of questions.
I hate it too.
So let me tell you this. Well, let me ask you this because you probably have an answer that will maybe talk me off the ledge a little bit. I went to a local place recently. I don't want to name them. But I went to this place to get some shoes. This is a true story, Tom. I'm not. This isn't for.
Okay.
This isn't theater of the mind.
Shoe shopping. Okay.
I went shoe shopping. Mm-hmm. That's what I did. So I went because I've had some foot problems.
Yes, you have.
I have.
Well documented in these hallways.
That's right, and it's been documented on the air too. So I'm giving people an update, little update time for that ass. So I went to this place. My podiatrist, Tom, told me to do this.
Uh-oh.
I went to a podiatrist. So the podiatrist said, "Here's the deal, dude. Turns out I was damn near critically injured, and I was just battling through it. That's the kind of toughness."
Were there a lot of geriatrics at this place that you went, or is it?
No, it's not another old person thing. This was there were people of all ages at this particular podiatrist.
Hey, don't I know all you people from the sidelines and basketball games? All right.
No, or the Knowles baseball games. But
hang on, sit down, stay in your seat, see if I recognize you.
Yeah, by all means. Let's not get worked up over there. So I did this. I went and I got diagnosed. Turns out all this time I thought I had plantar fasciitis, as they like to say. I do not.
With the plantar.
I went with the plantar that time instead of plantar. So those in the know say plantar. So I went there and I did that thinking that thing was true, that I had this, and I don't. I don't have this. Turns out I had broken a toe and never got it fixed. Of course, I had the one surgically fixed years ago. And so I had all these complications. In essence, I'll make a long story short. Complications due to fractured bones in my feet, which is ridiculous, but okay. All right.
St. Jeff and the broken toes.
That's right. Nicely done. I then was told, here's what we're going to do. So we got a game plan to fix me up. And I got fixed up, and I've got these orthotics in my shoes now that push my damn arch way up, and I'm feeling better, Tom, and I'm getting better. Fast forward, go to this shoe place. Guy tells me, why don't you get you some of these shoes? They're going to work for you. They're good. Same shoes that Florida State golf coach and legend Trey Jones wears. And he's on his feet all the time, being a golf coach. And he said, you should get them. They're awesome. And that his foot doctor told him the same thing. Can't go wrong. So I go, and I walk into this place. This is now over a week ago. So this past Sunday, the other day, was 1 week to the day that I went to this place, all right? So we're what are we, 10 days now? So I go in there.
I sense a special order nugget of information coming.
Yeah. I walk in and I said, here's the deal. Need to get this shoe. They've got a whole bunch of that particular brand of shoe. It's a pricey brand of shoe, Tom, that they have on their shelves, and they say, oh, we got them, along with this, this, and this. And I go, nope, need these. So I go over. They don't have my size. I wear size 13. It's a problem sometimes. I can't find shoes that fit my feet. They don't have them. So they have a lot of 12s, not a lot of 13s. So I said, we got to order it. I said, that's cool. That's fine. I've worn these shoes long enough. I can survive another few days. Go ahead, order them. So they ordered them. Guy said, I'll call you. Probably have them by Thursday. Well, Thursday didn't call. It happens. Okay. So Friday comes. I happen to be driving down that road that the place is at. I pull in, figured maybe they forgot. I'll check. I go in. I ask the guy, any chance you got an order for Cameron? Nope, they haven't come in yet. All right, you guys are open tomorrow, right? Yep, and we get shipments tomorrow. Cool, I bet they'll be in by then. I bet they will. That's the response. Fast forward, Saturday rolls around, no calls. Now, I made it a point to drive by again. I'll admit, I really wasn't going that way. But I made it a point, and I went by there again because that's me, and I walk in, same dude. I think he was kind of surprised. He's like, oh, hey. I said, hey, any chance those shoes came yet today? He's like, well, let me go to the back and check. So he checked. Now, they don't know I'm famous. So at this point, Tom, they have no idea that they're talking to me with a mic.
Yeah,
right?
man. You're Thomasville market famous.
That's right.
So they better
think about
respect.
that.
Bring the respect.
That's right. So they don't know this yet, Tom. They have no idea. And I'm not the kind of guy to tell them.
Who the hell wears size 13 shoes, huh?
Right, yeah.
Famous people.
That's right. And guess what? I'm not the guy that's going to tell you, do you know what I do? Do you know who I am? That's not me, Tom. That's not how I live.
So you didn't wear your company polo or anything
Didn't do
in there?
anything like that. Nothing.
Company
nothing.
polo, company hat?
I was wearing a Who shirt. He has no idea. So I walk in, I go in there, and same thing. He goes, I just tell him to come in. We'll call you. Now he's a little annoyed. I'm a little
Whoa.
So now I got to tell you, now I'm a little annoyed. We got a little dual annoying going on here. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You're put out? Expensive shoes I've ordered? But I don't say it. I think it. I leave. Now you'd be proud of me. No passive aggressive, nothing. I go, all right. You're a little out of line yourself.
I'm a little worked up over here.
See? So then I walk out and I leave it alone.
Have you paid for the shoes yet?
I have not. I have not paid for the shoes. I'm not out the money without the product.
Yeah.
Go to my car. Sunday rolls around. Monday's a holiday. I don't figure I'm going to get anything, but they are open on that Monday. Still no calls.
Boy, here we go.
But now nothing. Still nothing. I let it go. I didn't swing in there. I did not. Now, I did yesterday. We're going on over a week. What is normal? That's all I'm asking here. That's a long-winded way of saying, when do I go, hey, man, I could have just ordered these online. I knew I was a 13.
Yeah.
I could have just gone, typed in the name of the
right.
brand.
That's how it sounds.
That's it right there. I could have ordered this to my house. I'd have got it a week ago. You can order anything online. You can get it from China, shipped to your house in an hour. What are we doing? Am I right to be a little put out here?
Well, it would linger with me that somebody might have been put out behind the counter, that I'm bringing them business, yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not in the wrong.
Well, and you didn't demand that they were in on Thursday. They told you that they were going to be on Thursday of last week.
Likely Thursday.
Even still.
Well, likely Thursday. I'd have given him another day.
Worst case scenario, yesterday. Because you think about the holiday, even though they get shipments or whatever.
Still haven't got it.
It's like worst case.
What are we doing?
Not delivering.
Tomorrow is 2 weeks. It doesn't take any. You can, man, you can ride your car to L.A. and back a couple of times.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
No, that's like going to a restaurant to pick up some takeout, and they say, all right, let me go check in the back for the order. And then you don't see him. Well, but you just don't see that person for like another 10 minutes. Like, oh, man.
They didn't have it ready.
Yeah,
they just not put it in.
They didn't put it in. You got some double time stuff going on here.
That's all right. I'll have a beer. I'll wait.
But you know what happens? Like, let's just say
when I'm waiting for shoes, Tom, I don't get to have a beer.
That's true. Unless it's a really cool shoe store.
That's the best shoe store of all time.
That is a cool shoe store.
In that case, I'd wait.
It's like, try the video gate analysis.
Sorry, hon. I couldn't come back. I'm waiting on my shoes.
Try the gate analysis after a couple of beers.
Wait a minute, honey. You went to pick up shoes. What in the world's going on
This
here?
is how I walk on the weekend, so I wanted to.
When I'm grilling.
Yeah.
So, no.
I wanted to be authentic. Different pressure points. Mm-hmm. So they do a double time. Well, you know, if it gets to Saturday, right, and it's not there.
No, I'm not doing that. If it's not here by tomorrow,
what I'm saying is last week, flashback.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're going to check and make sure the order was placed at some point, first of all.
Well, that's what I
And if not, you overnight the hell out of that thing and you wear the $30-$40.
That's it. Okay. I'm waiting to see what happens. At this point, I've waited this long.
So you're going to stop going?
Well, I got to get the damn I'm going to stop going. I'm going to wait and see. If they don't call me, but I really want the shoes. I need them. My messed up feet need the shoes. But we'll see. I just wanted to know, because I am occasionally unreasonable, and you're my guy. Mm-hmm. You bring me back down to earth. You're able to tell me the other side of things sometimes.
When you lean forward in the chair and you're locked in, I lean back and I take a look at the
that's
satellite
right. Big picture stuff.
That's me.
Tom's my right-hand man, my roll dog in a lot of ways, and one of which is he calms me down. He's younger, and I rely on his youthful patience that I don't have.
It's an oxymoron.
But, well, in some ways, the young are more patient in some areas than others. And so I know in this case, Tom's more patient than me.
I'm more angry than I used to be, but yeah.
Oh, it only gets worse, Tom.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you now, and I looked it up.
Well, man, if they give you Thursday, that's the whole problem. So they set the expectation themselves. They volunteered that information.
The place that I'm ordering these shoes from.
I'm still pissed off for you. Ain't nobody going to get mad at me because I want to give you my money.
That's
I'm
correct.
going to give you my money at a markup, person.
Mm-hmm. Well, so we'll see. I'm going to get these shoes. I can't wait to get them. Better be the greatest things of all time. I better be talking about these shoes to the point where you're sick of it.
I'd say, man, you let it get to like Friday and then just order them online and say, sorry, man. Next guy who comes in with 13s.
You got them.
You got them. They'll be right there.
Well, that's what I mean. When am I free to do this? Like, I could.
If you don't get a call, if you do not get a phone call by close of business on Friday, you are free to do so.
That's over. What are we doing?
I'm going above and beyond here. I'm going
Yes,
above
you
and beyond.
are. Yeah.
I want conscience to be 100% clear.
Would you rather me just drive by? Should I go over there?
No. If they can't be
Should
bothered.
I do the drop in one more time?
If that gives them anxiety that you come in there and check on.
It gave an employee. Not all of them. I didn't talk to all of them. Just this dude. He was a little put out by my curiosity.
But if he's put out at their incompetence, he should at least let you have a clue that he's not mad at you. He's mad at the system.
Yeah.
He's furious
for you. The system
has
failed you, sir. I apologize.
Yes, I'm furious for you.
Yeah.
Can I throw in some socks?
Now, let me tell you.
How about some comfy socks?
Fair, but he's not the guy who placed the order. I haven't seen that guy again. That guy was there on the day I went. I've not seen him.
But the order exists because he's going back and looking for it.
Well, not only does it exist, he's pulled it up on the computer in front of me, so I know it's in their system. So it's in there. It's in there. They just haven't.
The order was placed.
But why are you going to tell me on Thursday?
Who the hell? I mean, are you getting like a stagecoach to deliver these shoes?
Exactly. I did. It's
like that Wells Fargo commercial.
We're a bunch of damn Sooners trying to get it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Anyhow, all right. Answered the question. That's what I wanted to know. Coming up next, Seminole headlines. None of that is in this. That's why we did it here. But also, after that's over, Front Row Knowles. I'm sure that'll be good. Tim Linnefeld's on the show today.
Of course he is, because that's what elevates the show to the next level.
That's what they do. And then after that, it's Duke and North Carolina, where you get a chance to scout North Carolina's weaknesses, of which there are many. I'll talk about this more tomorrow. Feeling good. Feeling froggy.
It's a good matchup is what you're saying.
I kind of like the matchup. I do. Good work out of you. Good work, Matthew. Be well, everybody.